Welcome to the We Got Problems podcast with co-hosts Curtis G. Martin, Rhonda L Brown, and Caliph Johnson Sr. The one and only podcast where solutions get discussed to our community's everyday troubles. Each week, you will hear mind-blowing conversations and actionable tips and strategies that you can implement in your daily life to become more effective. We got problems and we got solutions.
What's up, you guys? Welcome to the show. This is We Got Problems, episode number 38, Young Entrepreneurs. And I'm here with my co-host, Rhonda Brown, a.k.a. the Butterfly Bully. I'm also
everybody.
here with Caliph Johnson Sr., a.k.a. the Trash Vegan.
Peace, how
And
y'all
I'm
doing,
Curtis
family?
G. Martin. You guys, today we're going to talk about young entrepreneurs and how youngsters out here getting that money. I think I've been looking around, man, and I've learned a lot from some of these youngsters. What do you guys think?
Definitely. I think they really out here grinding. And I mean, compared to our generation, I think they're way ahead of us.
Yeah, no, our generation, we was taught to get a 9 to 5, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good to see them out there grinding, and it's like getting a young, like young.
But the difference
So,
is they have different avenues now. You know, we didn't have the internet growing up. You know, it's a lot easier to go ahead and go to YouTube University and pick up what you need to figure it out, and you can kind of get yourself started like that. And it's a little bit different of a time. So it's a good time to hustle. It's a good time to really start a business and get your feet wet. You know, like I said, back in our days, we were taught to go get a job, go to school, and that was what what everyone was doing, going to school or going to get a factory job or something like that. That was when my parents' era was. Everybody was trying to get a job in a factory. So if you're not doing that, then you were out there hustling. If you weren't out there hustling, you were doing something else. But now all you got to do is pick up a phone and you can start a business just by picking up your phone and you already cooking and moving. So it's a little bit different of a time that we live in right now. So I love seeing it because the youngins are really putting some fire behind it, and the fire that they're putting behind it is really sparking a whole new generation of businesses.
I think though the opportunity was there for us, even though we don't have the internet. I think we just we didn't chase it, or nobody was giving us those ideas. Like now, like you said, with the internet, everybody's talking business, so it's easier to reach people. But I remember going to cut grass, right? Like me and my cousin, we would cut grass sometimes for $10 a lawn just to outdo the people that had gardeners already, right? And people would let us cut their grass, and we would make plenty money. I was watching Steve Harvey once. He was talking about how his friend did the same thing when he was younger, and now he has a $1 million lawn business.
Landscaping business,
Right,
right?
landscaping business. So it's those ways we could have took it there. We just didn't have that extra motivation or business people giving us that info on what to do next, right? Like that's what I think kind of slowed us up.
But then again, you know, back then that's when people really still had community. Like it's hard to find community now. Like our communities are so different and like everyone's to themselves. It was not I remember in one of the shows we were talking about, it was like, yo, everybody used to be involved. Like if you got in trouble at school, you got a whooping all the way home from all your neighbors and everybody who really rocked with your mom because they knew your mom was at work, or you know what I mean? So the community kind of stuck together and it was really tight knit. And right now, we don't have that right now. That whole vibration is over with. There's none of that right now. Everybody stays to themselves. It's hard to see kids outside even playing these days. It's not even a common thing. Kids are so stuck on inside on video games. And don't get me wrong, my era was when the Nintendo, Sega Genesis really hit. So that kind of pushed kids inside more. But then you had one or two other players. But now they've advanced it to the point where I can be at home and you can be at home, and now we don't even have to go to each other's houses and play anymore. So that took like a whole different aspect of even playing with your friends anymore. So you don't have a lot of people interacting like we used to have our interactions as humans. And when COVID hit a couple of years ago, that even pushed people even farther away from each other. So actually,
It pushed it to me. It pushed the people that was already close away. But look how we joined forces, right, during COVID, right? So I think the opportunity is there. Like as entrepreneurs, everybody got to start looking for opportunities, right? Like we can't think about the negatives. We can't think about like what we're gonna do next. We got to look for opportunities. Opportunities are there, right? Like I saw a post one time that said that one guy he had watermelons and he was selling watermelons for like I think it was $5 a watermelon, right? And then the next guy came through and was selling slices for $2 a slice, right, of the watermelon. And then the youngster came through and juiced it and sold them for $10 a juice, right? So those type of opportunities are there, right? Like I know this guy, man. He fix up bikes, right? I am Lars Young, and he's out of LA too. But he fix up bikes, man. And he said, man, no, most people think I got a ton of bikes. He said, I got a lot and I sell them, but he changed them up all the time. So he got all the stuff to change them up. And he sell those bikes. Those opportunities are there because people see those bikes. And then now if you want one of the ones you've seen, I can build you one. Right. So it's so many opportunities out here. We just like a lot of us, like even with me, like going and do social media posts and stuff like that. People want me to do that. That's not the work I want to do, even though sometimes I can dig in and get the shit done looking good, right? Or get the right people to help me out and get it done for me, right? Like even with our intro video that we're doing for the podcast, right? Like I'm gonna get somebody to help me. I know what I want to put together, but then I'm gonna pay somebody that really know how to do it. So I can still have that as one of my service. I just use somebody else to outsource some of the work, right? Like we just got to look for those opportunities and not be scared of them.
Right. We have to actually go after the opportunities, not wait until most of us waited until COVID happened. And then it was like, oh shit, we can't go to work. Like, where are we going to get our income from? And instead of reacting, we need to be proactive with all of this.
No,
and also
definitely.
we got to also support our businesses, support your friends, support your family members. Like you got to start from within. A lot of us look to go outside all the time to build business with other people. Like let's start inside our own immediate circles. If you know somebody that can draw who's in your circle and they have the skills to do the job you need done, don't be afraid to use somebody that you know and pour those dollars into your community. And I think a lot of us get caught up going to the local store or the community store, but usually those businesses aren't your friends, and usually those businesses aren't in your community. Those dollars are circulating right outside of your community. So for me, like if I have an opportunity to buy something from somebody that I know, I prefer to go buy something from someone I know opposed to going to patronize someone that I don't know and they just taking my dollars and running into their communities, and then I look crazy if my friend business go out of business and I could have helped. You know what I mean? You ever seen that post like why your business ain't blow up? You remember that post you put up?
Yeah, you ain't share my shit.
You
Yeah.
ain't share my shit. You not posting. You not supporting me. You know what I mean? And I could think of countless times where I feel like I'm just working. I'm just working. I go through and I'm just going through anybody on my friends list on my timeline that support me. I just want to go through and show love. It's not because I want anything from. I just want to genuinely pour into the people who pour into me. Because I have genuine people that just hit me and check. Are you okay? You good today? Like, so those are the type of people that I want to help and promote their business. And if they not asking me to promote their business, they not giving me anything to promote for them, I'm doing it because genuinely that's what I want people to do for me. I don't want to have to ask for them to help me. I don't want to ask for people to come. If you got to ask for support, then you probably don't want to support me. If I got to ask you to support me, you probably don't want to do it. So I kind of keep those people at bay, and I pour into myself, and I just keep on doing the work. And at the end of the day, I let the chips fall where they may. I'm good with that.
And that's the thing. I think, we do need to support each other, whether it's sharing posts, whether it's, promoting what your friends do, or, even if they're not your friends, if you know somebody that's starting a business, help them out. you've been there before. Like,
That,
it's not going to hurt you to reach back and help somebody else up.
but one thing I've noticed though, when I've done that, I've had people who done some less than favorable business with me. You won't get my dollars again, and you won't get any of my energy again, because I know people who ran some real not so cool plays and they thought that they was gonna just go over smoothly. I'm like, yo, it's cool, it sounds good, but what you won't do is screw me over. Because if you try and screw me over, I'm gonna take note and I'm gonna keep my business to myself, and I'll be happy to go ahead and put it to a person that still looks like me, but just not you.
Yeah,
Right.
and that's what we're supposed to do. But at the same time, we're supposed to teach each other, right? Like if a business don't treat you right, you're supposed to talk to them and say, "Hey, look, man, this is what I need. This is what you're giving me. This is what I'm paying my money for. Hey, I need you to do this, this, and this." And that business needs to take heed to that and make sure they try to keep you happy, right? Like we always hear that the customer is always right, which I truly don't believe in that, because sometimes the customer don't know what they want. Right. But I think if you give the customer a good product, right, you give the customer good service, then that's all they can ask for. Right. Right. Like,
That's that's doing your job. That's doing your job. Like, if you're doing good service, you're respectful, you're on time, and you're doing what should be expected of any good business owner. I don't expect someone to be there after me. I'm probably gonna be there 15 minutes before the business opens, just because I'm an early riser like that, and I'm always punctual with my time. So if I'm there before you, okay, bet. But now if you open up late, I'm looking at you different. You know what I mean? I expect people to do good business. Don't come 5 minutes late on my time, not on my dime. If I'm spending my money, I want to be treated fairly, like you would treat anyone else. So it's it's hard to be a young business owner, especially when real life hits you. Because I know I had someone ordered a book from me, and it was nothing that I can do, but the person who I was dealing business with wasn't up to par on the business side that they were responsible for. So it wasn't like I was going to let my business suffer because they were wrong. I had to do business for my clients well, even with my adversity, because my adversities from my business not being right doesn't have anything to do with what this client is spending. They want their product on time and they want their product in the same manner that they spending their money. I value their dollars. I value their business. So being that I value their business, I'm going to treat them the way I want to be treated. And that's just how I conduct business, and that's how I move through life, period.
hey, I've seen too, like I'm trying to get my kids to become some young entrepreneurs as well, right? So I'm trying to teach them businesses, or teach them things to do. Like once we get this t-shirt business or sweatshirt business off the ground, they the ones gonna be printing these shirts for us, right? Like, and then we'll
Mm-hmm.
pay them to print whatever merch we need, right? And they'll be almost like a distributor almost, right? And then
Mm-hmm.
I want to show them how to get online and order their own stuff. They got their own credit cards already, right? Like, hey, go ahead and order you this many sweatshirts. Go ahead and order you this many these, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then go ahead and press them up. And then once I teach them, then they can do it on their own, right? Then they can eat forever, right? That's what I want to
That's
see with
important.
the young entrepreneurs, right?
That's a start. That's definitely a start. And we have to start them somewhere. And we have to start them with good business practices. We don't start our entrepreneurs off teaching them how to run slick business. You know, a lot of people start off business on the wrong foot trying to get over on somebody. And that's not good business, because at the end of the day, I'm a treat I'm a I'm gonna treat people the exact way I want them to treat me. I'm always live by that. However, I see a person treating me is exactly how I want them to treat. However, I treat them is exactly how I want them to treat me. And if you treat me better than I think I treated you, then shit, I need to step my game up, because there's no way in the world that I'm gonna be letting you provide better service for me as a business owner than, you know what I mean, that I'm providing for you. That just makes me feel crazy. I'm going above and beyond the duty for my clients, because I don't look at them as customers. We build a relationship. So now we are clients. You're a client of mine, and I expect to do business with you again in the future. So let me make sure I'm conducting the business well. So when it's time to redo business and rehash and get another sale, or you go after you get done dealing business with me, you go tell somebody how well our business deal went. Now another person's like, bam, I was like, oh, that sounds good. And he treated you how? Oh, okay, maybe I want to go do some business. Because that's how you go ahead and you can get those dollars that continuously grow. Once you do one deal and the person say, oh, it was cool, but they didn't treat me fair, that's it. That's over. Your business is over with that client. You will never have that person again. Then they were a customer. I don't want customers. I want to build relationships with clients that we're going to continuously do business in the future.
And I think that's where we have to focus on and start, because like those people that don't do good business, it's like it's not going to last. So we do have to start, and I like how Curtis is doing. He's starting his children out young. Like, you start them out young and you let them know good business practices, they're going to be unstoppable by the time they're 18. It's over with. They got way more of a head start than what we had.
Yeah, yeah,
That's it. That's the goals and the intentions, that they do get a better start than what we had, and they should be able to make it to where we made it in a third of the time.
yeah.
Right.
And
Because
that's the goal.
I actually feel like I'm behind.
We
I,
all
I
are.
feel like I'm behind. Like, this, I should have been like started like 20 years ago.
But sometimes we don't have, the knowledge ain't there. So, I honestly think we right where we supposed to be, right? Like, it's
Hmm.
just that, like, now you got to put in that work. Right, we got to put in that work. Like you said something earlier when we was talking, you said like, no, I got to start getting me some other products that's going to generate money constantly, right? Like,
Hmm.
my story in a book only goes so far, right? So you got to tie something else to it, like you said, building that brand, right? Building them different types of products that people actually need. That's
Hmm.
what being an entrepreneur is about. Like we talked about, seeing those opportunities, right? Like, I watch some of the young guys out there now, and I watch them. Even watching some of the other guys that I follow that does credit repair, right? Now that everybody's doing credit repair, they like, shit, you know what? I'm gonna show you how to flip houses like I do too, right? I'm gonna show you how to do Turo like I do too, right? I'm gonna show you how to turn credit into cash like I do, right? Like, so they not just sitting there trying to fight over the credit repair customers, right? Or
Hmm.
Hmm.
clients. They out there, okay, I'm gonna show you all the other stuff I'm doing as well, right? Like, so it's about having more than one stream of income. And then once you having that stream of income, you can create another stream of income by teaching the people what you do.
Hmm.
Hmm.
So that's where I see the young entrepreneurs that they doing really, really good, right? Like, all the way down to, it's so many things you can do with credit, right? You can have good credit, man, and you can go out and buy you a boat, and then you can take people out on the ocean every day. Now you living out on the ocean, man, enjoying yourself, taking people out on the ocean every day.
And they paying for your
Hmm.
boat while you doing it.
They paying for your
And
boat while
they
you're doing it.
and they don't have a clue about it. And that's business, but that's the part of business that you have to be in it to kind of understand it. Like, if you're not in the boats, you don't understand that play. And like you said, we're right where we're supposed to be. You got to understand the circles that you flock in are exactly they're a reflection of who you are. If you're around all these broke people talking bad about the next person, exactly how you gonna end up. But if you're around about, like, who was that? Floyd. Floyd was like, I had all these multi-billionaire friends, and they had all these jets, and they wanted me to come hang out with them on their jets. He was like, I don't want to hang out with y'all on y'all jets. He said, I want y'all to teach me how to get my own jet. So now we could talk and shoot the shit, but we all got the same thing. So those are the type of business plays that we have to be aware of and stop being such followers and puppets. So many people are puppet to imitators of what everybody else is doing. Want to jump on the latest fad or want to jump on what the next person doing. You got to talk good business with your friends. If you're not talking good business and really genuinely want to see your circle all win, you can't just be the leader and then once the leader get whacked, then the whole team fall. Nah, everybody got to be equally yoked, and everybody got to do their own hustle and hold their own. Because if you're not holding your own, then you just a leech.
Hey, one thing I've seen with a lot of entrepreneurs is that they're not scared to take chances.
You
right?
should be.
Like they get out and they put their bread up and they go for it, right? And one thing about putting your own money up, like if you borrow somebody's money and then you go for it and if things don't work out, it's easy for you to quit. And you just feel like I owe that person some money. But when it's your own money and you sitting there saying like, nah, I gotta make this shit work or I'm broke, right? Then you make it work. So
You put a
that's one
different
thing I
pressure.
see. Yeah, they put their money out there and then learn new things, right? You have to learn new things. Like that's what I like about us. Now we in the crypto, and we talked about that one crypto the other night, Trash, and you just like, you know
Bought
what?
it.
I'm gonna buy me some. You know what I
I
mean?
bought it on the spot.
And it's doing good too. It shot
It
up a
did
little bit, but
15%. It did
but
15%.
yeah, that's the name of the game, right? Like not being scared as entrepreneurs, right? Seeing those opportunities and taking advantage of them. That's why I was talking about the whole living life and not being scared, right?
I
Taking
was
those
just gonna
risks,
say that.
right? That's why we skydiving.
We skydiving.
Look, he looked up at the top. What's she talking about up there?
Skydiving. That's what we talking about.
Skydiving,
Taking
yeah.
risks. You gotta go all in.
Now listen, when we talk about putting money on the line and making a business play, taking that type of risk, I'm with it. Your
It's a
boy is with
business
that.
play. It's a
Check
business
this out.
play.
Check this out. I do not play with my life in any way, form, or fashion at all. Like there's nothing in me that wants to jump out of a perfectly moving, good, well operating plane. Now we up in we in the sky. The plane catches on fire. Pieces start falling off of it. Now, hey y'all, this thing is going down. Okay, grab a parachute. We jump. I'm with that. I'm with that. But just saying, this is going to be fun. We're doing this recreationally, and the plane finna go land.
It's all to me. It's all mindset. Like I don't think it's going to be fun. It's just gonna. I mean, it might turn out to be fun, but I think
I'm
it's
sure it
something
will be.
that you got to take a risk.
So
I'm sure it will be.
I've
Tell
never
me all
done it.
about it.
I've never done it, but I hear it's life changing.
You know what
Right.
else is life changing?
What?
Landing on that same plane. Eat.
No,
Perfectly safe and sound.
you're not gonna get the same thing as when you up in the sky 10,000 feet and you looking over the world, and then when you land on the ground, now you can say I am who I am.
I was that before the plane took off. I'm gonna be that with a plane, man.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be a different outlook, bro. I'm telling you.
Hey, I'm telling y'all gonna have to get some. Y'all gonna have to Mr. T me. Y'all y'all not just gonna give me a this stepping out.
Curtis, we just gonna have to knock him out and bring him on the plane and push him out.
Hey, so at some point, man, you got to take those risks so we can live life. And
I'm with that. And I even thought about it when you said the hot air balloon. I'd even go up on a hot air balloon. I'm with that. It's some stuff
I'm
that
scared
I'll
of the
be
hot air
willing.
balloon, but I might do it. I'm kind of scared
I'm
of that.
not gonna write that down because this is the first I'm hearing of that.
I'm not scared of the hot air balloon. I'm good. I've seen some accidents with hot air balloons, but they seem fairly safe. I'll be willing to ride on a blimp. I'll be willing to do some things, but guess what? The way it goes up is the good way I'm gonna come down. Is all I'm saying. That you just not gonna get me to jump off a cliff and depend on a little parasail or any of. No, thank you, brother. Like I'm Gucci goo. Like I even consider. Hold on, what they call that? That's parasailing when you jump on the back of the boat and you go up in the air. I consider that. Just because if I do fall, I ain't going up too high. You know what I mean? I can hit the water and still swim. You know what I mean? We got a boat down there. I consider some of that stuff. But just saying that, yeah, we jumping out this thing, and if this parachute don't open, we SOL.
Hey, I'm gonna give you something to think about. So as an entrepreneur, we just talked about you got to take the risk so you can receive the rewards.
I'm with the risking part, Kurt, but not risking my life. It's some stuff that I'm not gonna risk. Like,
but
I can risk all the money in the world.
Being an entrepreneur, you are risking your life.
But understand this, I'm not playing with it though. You feel me? Like I'm not jumping out. I'm not doing the whole Russian roulette thing. Like, oh, if I don't make this deal, click. Okay, no, it's none of that. That's
No, that's
playing with
something
your life.
different. That's something different. The Russian roulette, totally different.
Right.
But I'm saying, like, you saying that you're not really gonna get any benefits from. Don't mind me, y'all. Go ahead. Don't mind me.
So what I'm telling you, as an entrepreneur, you got to do things to where Rhonda said earlier, it puts you in that mindset. It puts you in that mindset of accomplishing new heights, conquering new things.
You gotta be hungry. I get you. You gotta be hungry.
Put some less on them.
Right. And look, because we're behind these young entrepreneurs, like we got to do something to like, hey, kick us in our ass.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like me, I'm going for it all. Like the helicopter thing was something I wanted to do. Like I'm talking about I know we said, man, oh, I don't want to get on one of them little crop dusters. Remember we was at the airport the other day where we got on the helicopter. And I want to get on one of those and fly to San Diego and eat and have dinner and then fly home. I want to do that, right? Like that's that next level shit to me, right? Like
hold on, is the plane gonna take off and gonna land and then I can get off? I'm with you on it, bro. I'll go with a little small plane. We can do a little small Cessna. I'm with that. I have zero, as long as there ain't no clouds up and we got good visibility, you know what I mean? There's some stipulations I got on that shit.
Okay, so when we jump out the plane, we're gonna make sure ain't no clouds up.
No, thank you. That part is the whole jumping out of planes. No, sir.
But you said as long as the plane go up or come down the same way as it came up, you got
with me on it. You understand that I'll be on it when it lands? Yeah, that part.
I just think the feeling I got on that helicopter, that feeling like catapulted me to something different. I just want to keep doing I want to keep doing things that's gonna catapult me, that's gonna make me want to like do things to reward myself later. And I think me skydiving is one of the rewards I want, right?
Hey, I'm gonna be your biggest fan, bro. I'm gonna be the one on the ground, filming you come down, making sure, you know what I mean? Like, Kurt, you good? Like, okay, good. But jumping out with you. Hey, I don't drink, so you gonna have to Mr. T me for that one, bro. Like, I don't think that I can just sign on. It's nothing in me. I've never been a daredevil like that for my life. Like, I've never like race go-karting. We can go drive some fast cars. Like, if you want to go to the race car thing they got one over in Carson actually, where you can go drive fast cars and stuff, experiment with that, go up to 120, 130 miles per hour.
Yeah, no, we can actually be in the race cars itself with the numbers on the side and all that. So
I'm with that.
Yeah,
I'm driving.
No, I'm with that too. So I guess we're gonna have to figure out a way to get you on this journey because we don't want to leave you.
I'm on a journey with y'all. Y'all just go ahead and put that little red tape in front of jumping out of planes with me involved. No, thank you, brother. And I'm with some wild stuff. I done did some wild things in my lifetime. But me jumping out of a perfectly good aircraft for.
So what if you knew that jumping out of that plane would be life changing and it's gonna catapult you to that next $10 million phase?
I'm absolutely sure it'll be life changing. And money ain't that important to me for me to play with my life for it. Like, money has never been that important to me. I like growing, I like getting money, and I understand that. But risking the life that I live, no, it's nothing in me that wants to do it. And that's the same thing with bungee jumping. We can go indoor skydiving where I jump on the fan thing and it's like, I'm good with that. I'll be the first one to sign up for indoor skydiving. You won't have no problems with me out there because I can put my feet on the ground and I'm good. But just jumping and you said 10,000?
So it sound like to me you trying to make sure you stay in your comfort zone.
No, it's not even about my comfort zone because a lot of that's outside my comfort zone. No, a lot of that's outside my comfort zone. Like the whole, even considering the hot air balloon, the helicopter ride, this was all out of my comfort zone. I do not mind stepping out of my comfort zone. I
So
just have
considering it is out of the comfort zone.
considering jumping out of a plane is pass out of my comfort zone. That's on my hell no zone. That hell no, hell no, no, no. That's on my hell no zone. Like that's playing with my life, and that's just I got some cardinal sins, and we don't play with our life. Like
I
we
mean,
don't do
technically, if you think about it, going outside your house is playing with your life every day. You a
no,
black
no.
man in America.
But see, that's why I move the way I move. We protect ourselves. We make sure we take all necessary precautions before we go out. We don't drive fast. We're not no speed racers. We're not doing no donuts in the street. It's a whole bunch of stuff that we don't do. We have kids that we worry about. We have whole families that we're a part of, and we just don't play with our lives. I don't know. That's just me. I'm not trying to sell y'all on it. If y'all do it, like I said, I'm gonna be y'all biggest fans when we go. I will be the biggest fan. I'm gonna be a cheerleader. I'm not saying that I'm not gonna participate with y'all, but when it comes to the part where somebody was like, "Yo, Trash, you jumping?" Khalif's gonna say, "No, thank you, sir. No, thank you. I'm not jumping. You can call me a punk all you want to."
Yeah,
Hey,
we're
it
not.
took a lot for me to. It took a lot for me to even zip line on the boat. Like it took a lot for me. I'm like, oh hell no! If I fall, this shit going bad. It took a lot for me to zip line, and we were on a cruise ship. Like it wasn't like you had a massive fall, but it was still high enough. If something went wrong, you was SOL. So I tried it. You know what I mean? The whole little swinging. Like I wouldn't do it. We were in where were we at? Where they had the I want to say that was uh don't let me lie to you, but I think it was not. I can't think of the island we were on, but we were on one of those tropical islands or whatever, and they had zip line in there, and you were zip lining through the jungles and shit. So it's like you coming from this high, you go up to this high spot, and you zip line down all through the jungles and shit. I'm like, yeah. But if that rope snapped, which it didn't look like the most safest rope of all time, that little cord pops, you have nothing to catch you but ground. Gravity is undefeated. And I don't play with somebody who ain't never lost a fight. Gravity ain't never lost a fight. You can play with it all you want to, but gravity is undefeated. As soon as it kick in, you kick out. It's over. We're good.
No, see, Trash. I hear you keep so tying this to entrepreneurship, right?
Yes, sir.
You looking at all the ways some can go wrong instead of all the ways that some can go right.
I hear you. And I guess that's my precautious side of me. I'm always half full. I'm not gonna look at it half empty. I'm looking half full. Yeah, things could go right. I'm not disrespecting that side of it, but the whole part where the could go wrong could cost me my life. That's where you hit my brake button at.
Hey, so I can't remember what book I was reading, but in this book, man, they talked about how they talked to all these people um, that was on their deathbed,
Mm-hmm.
and all of them talked about how things they had the opportunity to do and they didn't do to where they was living with regret.
Mm-hmm.
So my thought, like, I was always scared of planes. I was scared of helicopters. Like you said, anything in the air, basically scared of. But I'm definitely gonna take the risk for the reward, right? Like I see the reward. Like even that helicopter ride for me, that I was like I conquered something, right? Like I don't want to say it was something on the bucket list, right? But I conquered that, and I feel good about it. And so now, once we get the intro to the podcast, I'm gonna feel so good about that, knowing that that trip made this. Now, what's next that I can create to make something to where it's gonna take us to the next level?
It was funny that you said that. I was 19 before I got on the plane for the first time, just because I didn't do heights. I was
I was
19 before.
41.
Hey, everybody journey is different. But I did it. And when I finally did it, actually, we did that. What we did it for was Vegas in 2000. We flew out to Vegas for the first time in 2000. And that was my first time I had ever flew. and it was, like you said, life changing. And I've been building since. You can't catch me off a plane now. I'm always going somewhere when it was time to fly, and I never had a fear of flights after that. But I've never been
I
one to
like
play
that.
with heights.
I like that because we talked about as entrepreneurs, we got to take risks, right? So once you jump and skydive this one time, you're gonna be like, now I ain't never
No,
stop skydiving.
no, you're not getting me.
Right? I just heard that. I just heard that. You like, man, once I flew that one time, oh man, I was flying forever. Now I don't mind flying.
Flying and jumping out of that plane, two
See, but
totally different stories.
once you do it once,
I'm gonna let them young boys have that. The young bulls, they could do that. If I call Junior down and he want to go skydiving, I know he got a little homegirl that wants to take him. And Junior's the same way. He was like, "You crazy in your head, girl." He's like, "No, it's gonna be fun. You gotta try it." I'm like, "Bro, you can do that shit if you want to, chap. Let that girl talk you to jumping your ass out of a perfectly good plane." I'm gonna tell
hey,
you what
I know. You know what? I got to show you the video. I got to show you the video of Will Smith when Will Smith first did it. Oh, you got to watch the video of Will Smith. And after that, man, he gave this dynamic speech. How he said he stayed up all night, like, "Oh, I got to jump out of this plane." Oh my God, he was sweating and going through all this fear. And then he said, "Man, you know what? It's nothing to fear, but fear itself."
Common sense. My common sense kicked in. Everybody don't have common sense, right? Common sense says you keep your ass sitting down on a perfectly good working airplane. Now, when you got rich and you looking for some excitement and you decide to hop your ass out of that same perfectly good airplane, you got a different type of bread than me. And my life insurance, I don't think they cover me jumping my ass out of a plane.
No, life insurance is life insurance. Life insurance is life insurance. But look, I'm finna tell you this. Like I remember Will talking about it, and he was like, all you have to do is just jump. And when I think about entrepreneurs, most entrepreneurs won't jump, right? They won't take that jump. And that's the only thing I'm tying it to is like everything I'm gonna do is gonna be something different to take me out of my comfort zone, right? Because everything's gonna be different. Like I got so much stuff to do, like in my business right now, to where I think I'm finna hire somebody, right? Like that's even doing that. I got to take that jump. I can't be scared. I got to jump, right? We automatically thinking, oh, I'm gonna hire somebody. That mean I got to pay this much money. Oh man, I mean, right? No, just jump. It's gonna be greater later.
I'm with you, Kurt. You know you ain't never heard me turn you down on much, right? I ain't said no to much. If you said you with it, I said I'm with it on 99% of the things you're gonna say. I'm with it. But jumping out of a perfectly good blanket, how about we go on a hot air balloon? Like, let's talk about hot air balloons. You know
See,
what I
we could put that on the list, but that's just as scary, right?
You land on it. No, it's not as
Man,
scary to me.
yeah, we got a fire going up under a balloon.
Exactly.
With some helium gas or some shit.
Hey, I'm good. It's a tested practice. I'm good with that. But jumping out of that balloon, you got me twisted. I'm not jumping out of that balloon ever. Like, I'm going to land in that balloon. Like, I'm good with that. Like, I take it like a helicopter ride. I wasn't going to jump out of that helicopter. I wasn't going to have old boy fly with the doors off the helicopter. No, thank you. We need these doors closed.
That's what I'm gonna do next time. Next summer, I'm gonna do the doors off. I'm gonna do that. You right. That's a
What?
good one. I'm gonna do the doors off.
Like,
Like, no, man. I'm just trying to use this to take my mindset to that next level, man. I just feel like that's like me taking the risk. Open like even with the cryptocurrency, man. I was like, man, I ain't putting my shit in no digital money, man. What kind of shit is this? And then now I'm looking at every chance I can get to put something in the digital space, right? Like my next step is to do some NFTs. Oh man, that just gave me like, I just got an entrepreneurial ideal, man. Some we got problems NFTs.
I'm with that. See,
Yeah.
You say stuff like that, you ain't gonna never hear me complain about let's get some money together. That's a business play. Let's do it. What we need for that?
But you ain't gonna be in the business play because one of the NFTs gonna be skydiving. We got problems skydiving.
I'm not messing with you, Kurt. You funny as hell, bro.
But you know what I'm talking about? We got that NFT of us in the air and shit, right? Like, where Trash at? He on the plane.
Hey, that's Trash down there 10,000 feet down taking pictures of y'all. Trash the one taking the pictures 10,000 feet on the ground.
We got GoPros for that.
Yeah, we gonna have GoPros.
Okay.
Curtis, I think we just gonna have to knock him out and push him out the plane.
That's the only way. Only way y'all get me off that plane. And that motherfucker work. That's the only way.
When we taking the trip, he gonna like, wait, why we hooking up to them guys? Wait, what we doing?
Hey, bro. Get up off me.
No, look, we gotta have
doing these shoulders work, champ.
We gotta have the pilot like maneuver the plane a little bit so he just gets scared and want to jump off.
No, the pilot gonna say, hey, you know, if you're going with me, we ain't coming back till tomorrow. I'm going to the other island.
Hey, I see y'all tomorrow, champ. I'm gonna be on this other island, you know what I mean, drinking a Mai Tai or something.
No, ain't no Mai Tais.
Give me a virgin strawberry daiquiri.
Hey, on that other island ain't nobody but you and Wilson.
Wilson.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Funny as hell.
Hey, we gotta get them, baby steps. But in business, of course, we can't do baby steps. So we got to get this shit going. Like, we got to catch up with these young ones. We got to teach our children to start early. We got to get this shit going so we can start building generational wealth and have
I
agree with you.
Successful young entrepreneurs.
Yeah, all throughout the community, right? Like Trash, even with the programs that you run, right? Like teaching them how to be entrepreneurs. Man, I went to the school once and I spoke at this little school and they had a bunch of
what?
So they had these troubled kids, right, at the school in Lancaster. And the brother ex street dude, he was running it, right? So this school had so many fights, man. They were starting to have fights like every day, and the school didn't want him to come in because he was a felon, and so he had to jump through all these hoops to try to get in. But it got so bad till they said, "Forget, hey, we just come in, see what y'all can do." His team came in, man. The first week, not one fight. I think the first day they had a couple scuffles, but after that, not one fight.
Is that the father's program?
It wasn't called a father's program. I forget what his program was called, but anyway, he had all these troubled kids, man. And I wanted to get back involved with them. Actually, I'm gonna hook up with my boy and try to get back involved with him. Cause I remember this one guy, young kid, man, entrepreneur. And what was crazy is I showed him a picture. I had some pictures of some different entrepreneurs that was online, and they kind of knew some of them. And they was like, oh, yeah, no, I know that person. And I know that person. And so it fired them up. Then I showed him some young entrepreneurs. And then, man, this one kid, man, he started talking to me. He was like, I asked him what an entrepreneur is. This young kid was sharp, man, but he don't have the backing at home to take him to the next level.
Oh man, you made me think of a kid, man. Like, damn, that shit hurt. And you know that those are the stories that hurt the most because I had a young man. He was so talented. I do a lot of volunteer work at my kids' school, and I've always volunteered at the school just to help. We have a program called the Watchdogs at my daughter's school, and that's the Watchdog stands for Dads and Great Students. And what they do is we have a father on campus every day at the school. We also have fathers that help out in the morning and in the evening time, just helping with our general traffic and things of that nature. But the Watchdogs, it's a program just to make the kids feel safe on campus. And you might be over there in the kindergarten ground pushing kids on a swing. You might be over there on the primary playground where they playing tetherball, or you might be out there on lunch playing basketball with the other boys, or just generally helping around the school. And all day you just walk around the school and just make sure no one needs anything. You find yourself tying shoes all the time. You might be opening up somebody's juice for them or something. It's just a million different things that you wouldn't imagine that a dad is capable of doing at the school. And those type of programs come in so handy because I ended up meeting one of my athletes. He ended up running for me, and he was coming from a unique situation on how his living situation was set up. Now he had somebody who was there and gave him everything he needed as far as support wise, but the one thing that he wanted was the one thing that was tearing him down the most, and that was his mother. The relationship that he wanted with his mother, who was an ex-addict and could not get her life together for anything. She ended up taking this young man and pulling him out of a comfortable situation that he was safe in, and just for her to fulfill her own personal needs. And like, he was so talented. The kid is so talented. And like, it's just like, it hurts me so bad that I can't put my hands on the young man. And he calls me all the time now, and he still calls me. And whenever he has things just going too hard for him, he just take his shoes, he goes to the track and just runs. And that's how he still kind of gets his, you know what I mean? He has it instilled into him, but it's just like, it hurts so bad to know that certain situations you can't help with, and you can't fix every situation. But it's so many situations where kids just don't have the support or the backing at home, and it's only so much you can do. And even though you pour your time and your resources into it, it's only so much you can do for some of these situations, and it just hurts that you can't help them all out. And it
Hey,
just hurts
whatever you do,
sometimes.
bro, try your best to work with him and at least try to put him in the hands of somebody else if you can, because
His mom
my
took him out of state.
one of my neighbors, right, um, sergeant at 77th Division, he was telling me about this young kid out of the Nickerson Gardens that he took a liking to and was always checking on him and going through and checking on him, taking him to wherever sports and getting him involved in different things, right? He
Hmm.
said he had got to where he got super busy at work and wasn't contacting the dude no more. He said, so finally he said, man, you know what? I got to go over here and check on this dude. He'd been on my mind. He went over there, talked to his mom, and they're like, oh, you ain't heard? He's like, oh, what happened? The little boy went to jail for murder, man. Little dude got caught up in something with some people, man, and went to jail for murder, man.
I had another friend's little brother. Like, we had a family of kids out here, and it was a lot of them, and they had so much talent in the family. I mean, some of the brothers ended up going to Washington State. Some of them ended up going to different colleges all over the country playing football. Like, and one of the brothers, who was probably one of the more talented ones, he ended up getting caught up in a silly situation, hanging out with the wrong person, trying to be something that he really wasn't. And he ended up catching a crazy off of taking someone's cell phone. They gave him an armed robbery charge, and they ended up PCing him up because he cooperated. Like, I didn't do anything. This was that person who did it, but now you a snitch, according to the books, because you cooperated and you had a whole college career. Now the streets looking at him different because he did what he was supposed to do. He was a civilian. He wasn't in the gang. He was a civilian. So he did what a civilian was supposed to do. And they looked at him all different, but he threw his whole career away just because he was with the wrong person at the wrong time. And it happens so often out here. I had a little cousin that had to sit down for like 12 years over some trying to get some shoe money, playing around, jumping out with a fake glove, cap gun, talk about giving it up. And the lady had 4 kids. She had 3 kids with her one time, and there was another couple, and that was 6 counts of armed robbery. And then they tried to put a gang stipulation on it because it was more than 3 of them that did it.
Yeah,
So
so
these are laws they got out here for us, and it's set up to fail. Crash dummies.
yeah, that's why we got to make sure like the kids are getting into this entrepreneurial space, because there's so much they can do. Even when kids are selling candy, right? That's
Hmm.
being an entrepreneur, right? If they selling cupcakes, right? Like um my kids always get caught up in, and I never told them after watching DG say his kids were selling lemonade. My kids always, Dad, I want a lemonade stand.
I got
And
one in the garage.
I thought about the whole lemonade stand. I know if a kid was selling lemonade this day and age, I would not drink it. That's just me. I would probably buy a cup, but most likely I wouldn't drink it. Right. But if we put together something where we came up with a nice lemonade and we got it packaged and bottled properly and labeled properly, I would drink that one. Right. Which some could be wrong with that one, but the presentation is there. Right. And so I want to teach them the presentation and maybe have us a lemonade.
Hey,
Right. Maybe have them a lemonade.
What I did, they sell boxes, the cases of Takis right now for $50 at Sam's Club, and I think they bring you like 80 bags for the 50. And let the kids go. Here go a case. Y'all gonna make y'all bread. Like all y'all classmates eat Takis. All of them got money. Take them and go sell some chips. It's something simple and it's a quick flip for them. Go ahead and get y'all bread. And they start to enjoy it, knowing that they became the Taki plug at school. It has its own little, you know what I mean? You have your own little sense of pride of doing something, just being the Taki plug. Everybody got to come to you for Takis because your deal is better than the one that they're selling at the school. You give them
Yeah, no, that's good.
$2 you moving Takis all day. And I did not realize how lucrative Takis were in the elementary school playground. My daughter coming back with her little bag full of money. I'm like, hold
Look, you
on,
just
baby.
said little a million times, and I ain't want to interrupt you, but look, you're doing too
Butterfly,
much.
Hey, that's pretty good. Cause another ideal I had about with my kids is to cause I noticed all the kids at their school throw all these parties all the time, man, and I thought about having like a ice cream truck, a couple of jumpers, right? Then connect with a couple of people that's clowns, maybe, right? Or connect with somebody that's a makeup artist, right? That draw the faces on, balloon artist, just whoever you need. Connect with those type people along with their business, right? And then we pull the ice cream truck up. The kids pay up in advance for so many ice creams. They got a jumper, right? They can get in the jumper, and you charge them a flat fee for this party, right? Maybe hooked up with somebody that did a nice cake. You know how they doing cakes now? They can make a cake of a Nike shoe,
Hey,
right? Whatever that kid's favorite thing was, right? And then have all these things to where you can add on these different things, right? Like if you want a makeup artist, it's gonna cost you this much. And then we don't have to be the makeup artist, right? I know somebody that's gonna charge us $100 an hour. It's $200 an hour to have a makeup artist there, right? We want a
we
balloon
double up.
person there. They charging us $50 an hour a balloon person. It costs you $100 an hour to have a balloon person there, right? And then now they even have this thing. I don't know if y'all seen it, but they're like blow up almost like a movie theater, like a projection screen, but you blow them up and then you can project the movie off of there, and you can show a big kids movie like right, because it gets dark early, right? Like that can be the last little hoorah. Y'all watch a movie, y'all tired enough, go home and go to bed, right? But
I have a 100-foot movie projecting screen.
yep.
The
So
blow up movie projecting screen. I've seen those.
yeah, and but that's an ideal I want to do for my kids. I definitely want to do an ice cream truck, and then just like start taking them to events, like different events in the city, and then letting them sell out their ice cream, let them sell waters, right? Like it's so much stuff we can do for kids to turn them into young entrepreneurs, so they can know growing up, even if they decide to go to college, right? Like, even if they decide to go to college to be a lawyer, right? Like I definitely want to. Well, my sister going to be a lawyer now, so we definitely finna have a lawyer in the family, right? But maybe we want a doctor in the family. Maybe we want an engineer in the family, right? Like even my son, he getting it already. Like I try to talk to him about different things all the time because I told him, I said, so you gonna be an engineer? You want to make robots? He like, no, I'll hire somebody to make the robots. I just gonna tell him how to make them. I was like, okay, I got you. Right. So
I like your attitude. I really like your attitude. That's a good hustle right there. Have a nice mentality towards it. Like I want to run a company, and they just make the stuff.
Yeah, no, he been telling me for a couple years, man. Like I just got to make sure, like I give him the opportunities, right? I think I've been slipping somewhat on the opportunities. Like we got all the stuff in place, but while I'm not putting enough time to show them what to do. Like one of my daughters haven't even been painting anymore, right? And I have a nice copy of a painting she did. We actually put it in a frame and gave it to my
Mm-hmm.
sister. My sister put it up in her house, and you would think that somebody drew that's out there, right? Like I was like,
Mm-hmm.
damn, it's one of them paintings that you look at and go like, damn, that's a nice painting, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking now we need to go get that painting from my sister.
You gonna
No,
take it back?
seriously, I'm gonna give it back to her. I'm gonna give it back to her. But we need to run some copies off of it, run some prints off of it.
Oh no,
Mhm.
you gonna keep the original and give sister print?
No, I'm gonna give my sister the original back. I'm gonna give my sister the original back.
We gonna NFT that thing up and
Hey,
go
no,
ahead and make it right.
really like no. I give my sister the original because my sister, man, she really down for my kids, man. Like her and my mom's had a conversation the other day because my mom's house been sitting over a year and a half. We just got the roof done. We finna turn it into an Airbnb,
Mm-hmm.
but she's like, Mama, we could have been renting this house out, doing something, and the money could have been put up for the kids' college fund. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So just to know they over there thinking like that was good to know, right? Like
Mhm.
It's comforting.
everybody don't think like that about other people's kids. You know what I mean? No matter who they are,
Mm-hmm.
you
It's
get
rare.
family members that they'll play like they care about your kids, but what will they do for your kids, right? Like
That part.
I've had family members that you know even though I've tried to help people in certain instance, right? Some people, if you don't help them the way they want to be helped, then they don't look at it as it was help, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
um I have a cousin that she drives trucks now, right? And I was telling her, like, I knew this guy, he got a course. You should check him out, get in his course. She hit me
Mm-hmm.
back, was like, oh, his course $400. I was like, shit, but he got people in trucks and they own trucks, right? Like if somebody could show me how to get my own truck for $400,
That's an
then
easy
that's
call.
worth it. That's an easy
Right.
call.
But some people don't look at it like that.
Yeah.
Some people don't want to invest in their future.
And
Teach your song.
that's that entrepreneurial spirit, right? Like that we talked about having, right?
Mm-hmm.
But hey, you guys, I think we've kind of beat this up. I've had fun with this one, right? It's just us. Nobody we interviewed today. Nobody to talk with. Just us and the team.
Yeah.
Rhonda, you have any last words for us before we get out of here?
Hey, start them children early with entrepreneurship.
Yep. How about you, Trash? What you got for us?
Don't be scared to start. Everybody's at a starting point. Everybody's starting point is different. Once you start, go ahead and be willing to be fearless.
Don't be
Hey,
scared
hey,
to jump either.
hey, man, I was just gonna say that. We just got to make sure you jump, right?